Welcome back, Shmoney Mo.
Sweet.
Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad.
Alaikum assalam. Thanks for
Muhammad
having
Jazi.
me.
Yep. Back on Harry Man Talks. It's like your fourth time or something.
Is it
You've had a lot of podcasts.
first with? Oh wow. First at your house, second at Camp North End,
Yeah,
third. No, third with Abdul Razak.
yeah.
Fourth. This is my fourth.
Fourth pod. Shmoney Mo. How's everything? You good?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. There's a saying that if anything's going bad in your life, say Alhamdulillah, and if everything's going good, say Alhamdulillah. I think that we have to live with that mentality nowadays, because your life as a man. Think about it. In the time of the Sahaba, they were going through war. We're going. The guy, what's his name? I was one of the speakers at the ISGC event. They said, our jihad now is harder because of all the sin we're surrounded by. What do you think about it?
I mean, you said everything there needs to be said about that. Yeah. It's not easy being a young man. I don't think it ever was, but even in this time where we got a lot of comfort, standard of living, access to food and water, challenge just looks a little bit different.
So I wanted to talk about, you know, demanding. We were talking about events before off camera, and like you're running an event, and you expect people to commit when they say they're gonna commit, and you almost feel like disrespected when people don't respect your time or like your word. So like, how do you demand, like, I think we're in our 20s, like how do you demand respect from somebody without, like, maybe I'm too nice, I don't know.
So demand respect with regards to what? Like,
Like your time, or like,
okay,
show the person you're paying, the person, you expect them to show up on time, like, or actually like care about what you're doing.
that's a good question. So there's, at least in my experience, there's been completely different treatment between people who know me and people who don't know me. So typically, people who don't know me or know me as Shmoney Mo meet me for the first time. They're a lot more respectful of my time, I'd say. Whereas people that I've known for quite some time, when it comes to being somewhere at a certain time or coming out to an event or taking me serious professionally, it's not really there. And it's not necessarily because that person doesn't, quote unquote, respect you. It's just because it's hard to get people to care about something that they don't care about. Like, the action will show every single time. And it's easy to give excuses to people. And I think you should give, a chance or a second chance. But
What if
when
it's a
the
third time, like?
right, when the behavior is repeated over and over and over again, I mean, people are late. People don't want to compensate you for your time when it's been agreed upon. Uh, you know, disrespectful behavior. Like, forget the time aspect completely. Just like the things you say, the things you do, the way you move, right? My 7 years of making music, I'd say entertainment industry will really push your buttons.
Yeah.
It will really test you because you're going to be working with some seedy characters. And most of the time, they're not even professional, right? And it's only when you get that first professional client that you're like, oh my God, this is what respect actually feels and looks like. So I would say you keep swinging, you try to work with people, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And I think also you got to be careful about continuing to reach out over and over and over again, initiating the conversation, initiating the collaboration. Because if you keep doing that and they keep disrespecting your time, or they're not really putting in what you're putting in,
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to part ways, keep doing what you're doing, and then eventually you will come across people who are on the same, I don't like using these words, but like the same wavelength,
Yeah.
the same vibe,
I mean, you do
right?
kind of attract like people that are like you, like, um Like if we see something that we hate in our brother, it's because it's in ourselves. So I think we attract like what we're bound to be like. But in a sense, we all kind of use each other for value. Like this is value, but there's also like um, if you have those friends for the sake of Allah, that like you only meet up with them. There's nothing you're getting out of it besides talking about God or getting closer to God. That could just be hanging out as brothers, right? So I feel that a lot with the. I went to the masjid for Baraka Bro's first time in a long time, and I met two new brothers. One of them I connected with really well. We were just standing outside the masjid talking for like 30 minutes after everyone left. And what are we talking about? God, like living our life with Islam. And I was like, bro, this is people I need to be around. I can't be around like, you know what I?
I know.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
going through
I
tough.
completely agree. And we were talking off camera for a bit just about, what does being in the entertainment industry really look like for a consistent amount of time? And the answer is you get into a lot of dangerous environments, you get around dangerous people or just ignorant people, or it's just ghetto.
Yeah,
There's no better way to put it. And that plays into your time not being respected. That plays into being exhausted, being in the wrong places, and just feeling emotionally drained,
yeah,
right? Feeling drained, and the people around you should not be draining you more than they should be giving you life,
right,
right?
right.
Maybe a bad day, your friend's having a bad day, and they need to lean on you, okay. But if the people around you are consistently taking out of you instead of giving to you, that is a red flag
Yeah,
that you need to reassess your circle and get new people in your life. And sometimes it's better to be completely alone than to have
yeah.
people draining you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
uh, I mean that's perfect. Like yesterday at the event, I had people that didn't show up that commit were on gonna get paid to show up and just help out. But I did have some people that I was gonna pay that showed up, and one person even replaced the ref. Shout out Show Hezi. He was gonna play, but he replaced the ref, and I got him paid. Quan, shout out Quan, I got him paid. He was helping me out. All he had to do was score keep, but he was doing everything. Like he had to ref at one point. He had to help me pick up stuff. But yeah, like I feel like, have you ever hired like somebody in for an event and they're just like they don't show up, or they don't respect you when you're there? Like, cause you said you've been in the music industry.
Yeah, so the question was, have you ever hired someone or relied on someone or set out a verbal agreement on something, and then the time comes and then people are just not doing what was agreed upon or just flaky behavior? The answer is absolutely yes. Many, 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 many times. And I guess in the moment, I wasn't very receptive to it. But then after the fact, I looked back on it and I was pretty resentful. I was like, why did this happen the way it did? Why did we agree on something and then this person just flexes or, you know, doesn't prioritize the task at hand? Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes, with shows, especially like you're rehearsing, you're practicing, you're setting up, like it's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. That's part of the reason why it's imperative for you to learn as many skills as you can on your own, right? So,
Talk about that. Talk about that.
yeah, so when I started making music, I mean, you need a lot of things to release a song. So, for example, you need to get the beat, right? Production. You need to record, right? That means writing and rehearsing and recording. Then you need to mix, add the effects. Then you need to master, make sure that it's industry standard for release. You need to cover art. You need some video promotion content, right? Before it used to be music videos, now it's a bunch of little 30-second hits. So sufficient to say it's a lot of hats you got to wear. And then that's just for releasing the song. Now, if you want to perform the song, you have to have a DJ, you have to have sound equipment, you have to have, there's just a lot of things that go into being a full-time artist. So when I was really hitting that hard in college, I was like, I gotta get as many skills as I can under my belt, so I don't have to
Rely on.
rely on people, right? So I started recording my own music, mixing my own music. Then I would shoot it out to the mastering engineer. Mastering engineer would get it done. Got someone on cover art, and that's it. Everything else is really me, which is pretty awesome because now my output is not bottlenecked by anybody else. And that's what I hate more than anything is when my output is constrained by something that someone else has to do. And I hate bugging people. I hate itching people.
Right.
Like that was probably the biggest lesson I had to learn because nowadays, I ask you for something once and I'm willing to pay, by the way. If it's a service, I reach out once, I reach out twice. I reach out 3 times, give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you didn't see it. But after that, I'm going to figure out how to do it myself. Or I'm going to find someone else to do it.
Yeah. So how did you figure out the whole editing thing and for your YouTube, like setting up the camera, posting it, the thumbnail? Like, how did you figure that out?
You talk about not my music channel, but my new channel.
Yeah, your new channel.
Yeah, so I mean, video and editing is honestly not that complicated. Like, you just get a dedicated camera. It could be your iPhone. I use a Pocket Cam, a DJI Pocket Cam, and get a light. I bought a light for like $80. It's pretty nice. Tripod. Put the camera up. Find a spot that you like. Hit record. I write a script, and I don't follow it word for word, but I kind of just throw it up on the TV and just like look at it to help guide my discussion. And then I record it 1 or 2 takes. Throw it on CapCut. Cut out the pauses. Cut out the mistakes. And then just upload it. Like, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
now music videos, that's way more complicated. So shout out to Matt Mims. That was my guy doing my videos for a very long time. Editing a music video is not just that
I
simple.
could shoot you a music video, bro, but I wouldn't make it public because I quit making music videos and everybody's hitting me up like, "Oh, make me another video," because I used to do it. And I was like, "Nah, bro, I retired." But
Retired.
if the song's clean, I'll make it, but just for you. I'll make you a music video.
Oh, man.
Yeah, free, because I just missed the art, bro.
Yeah.
I used to put effects, bro. I could show you my old videos later.
I saw them.
Yeah.
You showed me at your place.
But forget that. Talk about your Umrah experience, because, bro, that is something I want to do. I've done Umrah in 2017, but I wasn't practicing at the time, so I didn't really, I didn't really understand the significance of it. My parents just took me, and I was in college. But now, if I go, I've learned. I'm not vast in knowledge, but I've learned so much about Islam, and I'm trying to read more about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life, but just knowing, and my grandfather's grave is there in Mecca,
Oh, wow.
and I haven't seen him since he passed, so that would be a whole trip, So just talk about your experience, like it was your first time there. Just talk about it, like what was it like?
Sweet. So, yeah, Umrah, we went in a group of 7 guys. It's pretty great. Everyone's brought a different flavor to the table. And our brother Abdul Razak was the effective leader of the group. Shout out Abdul Razak. Yeah. So he was great. He had actually went before us, and so did Jalen, who was also on the trip. So they were the de facto leaders, right? We were following their lead. So we did 2 days London, 4 days Medina, 4 days Mecca. So London was kind of just like a warm-up, right? It was just a nice little stop. People ask, "Oh, wow, that stinks."
He's right there,
Yeah. Yeah, so we went to London. London is basically just like the U.S., basically, except people have funny accents and they eat beans for breakfast. That's it. Like, it's pretty much like America.
Yeah,
But it was cool.
I've been to London. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. A lot of Muslims. London is actually a Muslim country,
yeah,
by
yeah.
the way.
I saw the masjid. The masjid was beautiful and it's huge
Yeah.
in London.
Yeah, Central London Mosque, London Muslim Center, whatever it's called. Awesome place. That's where we went. So then we did 4 days Medina. Medina is absolutely beautiful. Everyone likes it more than Mecca. It's peaceful. It's quiet. Well, not quiet, but quieter than Mecca. The people are really kind. The Prophet's Mosque is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I prefer it to Masjid al-Haram, right? So, You get 1,000 extra reward if you pray in the Prophet's mosque. You get 100,000 extra reward if you pray in Masjid al-Haram.
Mm.
Right. So Medina was great. We got to visit the grave of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Yeah, it's very what's the word? Calming, very peaceful experience. Now Mecca, on the other hand, is like New York City,
It's
or like
packed, yeah.
it's like New Delhi, bruh.
Yeah.
Like it's people from all over the world, and it's packed.
Mm.
I'm talking Indians, Pakistanis, Bengalis, Indonesians,
Center of the world,
Chinese, yeah, like Africans, Arabs,
Yeah.
white people, brown people, every type of person lives in Mecca, and like it's just a hot
They're just probably
spot.
just visiting. They don't live there.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
they're just visiting or they're pilgrims or whatever. Yeah, so I mean it was very much packed, and so the actual Umrah was great, but there were a lot of things we had to adjust to. For one, the heat. It was like 105 degrees, so it's hot.
Yeah.
That's one. And then two, you get a bunch of people from all over the world, and maybe they don't have the same definition of manners and etiquette as you. So they're like bumping into you and not saying excuse me or sorry, and they're like bumping into you, or like they'll like just like do gross stuff like blow snot rockets, just like on the street, or like cough in their hand, not wash their hands, like.
Yeah.
So like a lot of different cultural norms that you gotta adjust to. Um, yeah. What else? So we did tawaf. Tawaf is when you revolve around the Kaaba,
Right.
right? So this is an Abrahamic practice. It is well documented. We would revolve around the Kaaba 7 times, and each time we're just making prayers, asking for forgiveness, asking for, worldly success, afterlife success. Then we got to run up and down the the path between Safa and Marwa,
Yeah.
right? So that's the path of Hagar. That's Hagar's path. She would run back and forth with her son Ishmael. And then after that, we shaved our heads.
Mm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And
Yeah.
it's a very awesome practice. We also, on that trip, we got to visit the noble sites like the Mountain of Light, the Cave Hira.
Oh man, I missed that part of the vlog. I only watched half. Cause I was like, yo, I gotta save the part where they go for Mecca and Medina. I gotta save that for later when I'm free. But it seemed like you have a great on-camera personality, like just like me. But your friends are like, I've noticed this with my friends too, like that don't do content. They're very like camera shy. Is that happening? Like,
I don't think he was camera shy so much.
Yeah.
I think it was just
they're not
people were
used to it.
people were tired or
Yeah.
just like minding their own business, and I shove a camera in their face, speaking a mile a minute. Like again, when I say everyone brought something different to the table, that's what I mean,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it was very interesting, but the vlog was a good keepsake, and sufficient to say a lot of people like it. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I only did one thumbnail, one title. Usually with YouTube, you got to change the thumbnail, change the title, see how it affects the spike in the graph.
Well, a lot of African American brothers are going to Mecca and after their reversion, like
Check West.
check. I didn't even see that, but I was at the courts and I'm just like I played a game with these African American brothers. I didn't even know they were Muslim. One of them comes up to me like "Salam alaikum," and I was like, "Bro, he's from Boston." And I was like, "Oh, what's your?" I was thinking, I asked his ethnicity. I was thinking he'd say like West African or Ethiopian or like Ghana, and he was like, "No, I'm just African American." And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense because like majority of the U.S. is African American Muslim." Um, but yeah, that was just something they told me they were Muslim. I was shocked, and I was like, "That's why we met." And we were just playing basketball together. But I was gonna mention the next topic. Um, is kind of like exposing your sins. I know it's like a weird. There's no transition, but like I've noticed this. Like if you're gonna sin, don't announce to anybody what you're doing. Do it in private and beg to Allah for forgiveness. That's all you can do. Because if you start, I think it's a hadith, or I'm not gonna put it in until I confirm it. But if you expose your sins to people, then Allah won't forgive you for them. Those are the only ones. So and something you did to somebody else, Allah won't forgive that. Maybe there's God, Allahu alam, like maybe on Judgment Day you have to do something for that, but I don't know. Can't speak on that. But I used to have a big problem of like oversharing, like just telling people everything about me. Maybe
Yeah.
have you heard this book, 48 Laws of Power?
Yeah, of course.
It's like, you think it's a manipulation book? Like I didn't read it,
I
but
don't
that's
think
what
it's
I, yeah.
manipulation. Yeah, I don't think that's a manipulation book. I think it's got some solid advice on just how to make your presence more valued. That's what I see it as, right? I also had a problem with oversharing, right? Especially when you think people are your friends,
Right, right.
and then you just spill the beans about everything. But yeah, as far as exposing the sins, like I guess the way I interpret it is you shouldn't brag about them. Like you shouldn't be like,
Shamed.
yeah, you have some shame, right? Like you shouldn't say like, and this is normal in today's society, like, oh, I did so and so with this girl,
Yeah.
or she did so and so with this guy, and like just kind of like a
Mainly
bragging about
mainly
it,
with guys, like, oh yeah, I got this many bodies, and
right?
maybe some girls, I don't know. But yeah, there's something in the 48 Laws of Power about like valuing your time and not oversharing, and like I think I used to do this a lot, where in college especially, I would be on my own friend's time, whatever he's doing for the day, I'm doing.
Yeah.
But the day should be surrounded around prayer first of all, and what's the plan for me today. I just didn't really have a purpose back then, so I was just like following my friends around. Talk a little bit about. I think you have a video on this about confidence. Like, did you ever struggle with it? How did you find it? Um, do you still struggle with it? You think it's better now? Like, talk about just confidence.
Talk about confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so confidence is something that a lot of young men lack now, and it's very sad. People can't shake hands and smile and say their name. Like, hey, what's your name? Like, say your name, bruh. Like,
I used to be when I was a teenager. I was like that though.
yeah. And it's just like, for you to get confident, you have to go and put yourself out there. And that means you have to make mistakes. And that means you have to be awkward a million times. You literally have to. Like, no one just, maybe some people are just born confident. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case for me, right? So, like, I went to school in the city of Charlotte, went to a very diverse, I went to a magnet school, middle school. And, I was skinny, black. My name is Mohammed.
Yeah.
Didn't really, like, I wanted friends really bad, but I didn't know who my crowd was, so I kind of just was friends with everybody, and that meant like I adapted to different people's behaviors, and I shouldn't have done that, right?
You
But
weren't
like,
being yourself.
yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
really being like my authentic self, and then sometimes I was, and I got punished for it, like socially.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's a step everyone's got to go through. Like you have to. I think bullying is awesome.
Yeah. It builds character.
I think bullying is absolutely
Yeah.
crucial.
Right.
And now in today's age, people are trying so hard to avoid bullying or mitigate it
Keep talking.
or stop it in its tracks. And what that does, it just makes it makes the experience bad, right? Why does it make the experience bad? Because you're taking away the valuable experience that people will learn from. People learn from pain. It's like, why don't I touch the stove after I got my hand burnt? It's because you touch the stove and you're like, wow, that hurt. Never again,
Yeah.
right? You have to do that socially. You have to get your time disrespected. You
I
have to get
used to-
disrespected.
I used to like give people the benefit of the doubt and be like, everyone's nice and I have to please everybody,
Nah.
and everyone should like me. But now I'm kind of becoming a little bit cold to like people, like I'm very open, but I just feel like everyone has an ulterior motive and they don't respect me.
Oh wow.
So I know there's not everyone's like that. Like you, my friend Jason, couple of my other close friends. I keep those people around, but I've had experiences in the past where people I was in a friend group. They don't respect me. I'm just there for like jokes,
Mm.
talk shit on me. Um, they don't respect my time, and I realized that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut all these guys out and just be alone. And I think that was some of the best. It was like 8 months. I just hung out alone. But there's a problem with that. You can't battle the world alone. You need brothers around you. So that's when I discovered the Baraka brothers. Yazid.
Shout
Uh,
out
Shout out
Yazid.
Yazid. Uh, it's just there's so many brothers in that group that you'll find at least one brother you connect with. Uh, and shout out Razak and you. You were the ones that I connected with really well. Maybe because we have similar upbringings.
I got something to say
Yeah.
about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the worst thing that can happen is you go through the painful social experiences and then it turns you cold,
Mm.
right? And that's also a stage of it, right? So like you go from I'm gonna be nice to everybody, people pleasing, and then you get hurt so many times you're like, oh, people suck.
Yeah.
But then the next stage after that is like, I'm not gonna allow that experience to dim my light,
Right. Right.
right? Because
I have aura. I'm
if you
in. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
because if you let painful social experiences affect how you treat new people, you're never going to attract better people into your life, right? And I think some of the best people I've met in my life, like as far as character, whether they're Muslim or non-Muslim, like the best character, those people have gone through some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, bro, I'm rewatching Naruto, bro. Naruto becomes the Hokage, bro. But he went through so much.
Means.
Okay, basically he became the most powerful ninja in his village. You got to watch this show. It's
Yeah.
it's incredible. He became the most powerful ninja in his village, but like growing up, like everyone treated him like dirt. He had the nine-tailed fox demon inside of him. Everyone treated him like scum. Nobody would even look at him, right? And then he went through a lot of pain and suffering, but it never turned him into like a person with darkness, like darkness towards others.
Built him up.
Yeah, it built him up, right? So, and then there's the analogy of Batman and Joker, right? Like,
Right. Right.
so Joker, the world hurt him bad. So he
hurts the
said,
world, yeah.
I'm going to hurt the world back. We've heard this a million times. Batman got hurt by the world. He said, I'm never going to let it hurt anyone ever again. So it's like you can be the hero or the villain depending on how you choose long term to allow your suffering to shape you. And it's okay to take a little bit of time for yourself. Maybe you need to process the pain and maybe you need to feel a little bit of anger or upset. But you shouldn't let it consume your entire spirit, right? You don't want to be Sasuke, right? You watch the show, bro. Sasuke is very much so like Naruto, except he's bent on vengeance. So he ends up selling his soul to the devil, literally, to get power.
Have you seen? Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Now go for it.
Have you seen Batman, Spider-Man 3?
Batman, Spider-Man 3.
Oh, sorry, Spider-Man 3.
Of
The
course.
Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Toby. I posted this reel, and it was like a motivational reel, where the professor's telling Peter Parker like, "Yo, you're missing your classes. Your mind hasn't been there. You're always late. You're failing the class. What's going on?" And it shows like what's going on in that movie. Like, the girl he's in love with marries another guy. His boss fired him. He's getting paid less.
That was
Just-
Spider-Man 2. I think.
Yeah. But eventually, he becomes so dark. He finds the venom, and the venom makes him feel like,
Yeah.
it like boosts his ego.
Yeah, that was 3, yep.
And I feel like that is a representation of Shaitan.
Yes. Yes,
Like,
bro.
yeah. Because
that's
he
a
was
good
on
analogy.
he was like on a villain arc, like, he was getting girls.
Holy Maguire.
Yeah, bro. I was like, sometimes as men we kind of feel like that. But yeah, that movie. Have you seen Avatar: Last Airbender?
Of course.
Yeah.
What?
I want
Come
to.
on.
Now that you talked about Sasuke, and I think Zuko is just a great example of what men go through. Like shame from family. Uh, some people this happens. Their family like banishes them, disowns them, and they grew up. Their whole trying to please their father or mother, and then there's the pain of like you're a failure
Mm-hmm.
and you have to do this thing to accomplish your to get your pride back, and then he figures out it's all I'm focused on the wrong things. I'm focused with aggression. I need to be peaceful and find my purpose. Zuko is like a beautiful like character, bro. Like, have you seen the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
bro.
So
You see?
going back to confidence.
Yep. Yeah.
Confidence.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
To wrap all this up, for you to be confident, you have to go through something that makes you take yourself seriously, right? So if you do not take yourself serious, nobody will take you serious, ever. And it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter what you look like. You can be short, tall, skinny, fat, muscular, whatever. You just have to carry yourself like you respect yourself.
Yeah.
Smile at people, have open body language, you know, don't speak like a little girl. Like speak like a guy, like speak like a man. Like take your time speaking, have confidence in your speech. Like it's the little things
Right.
that people pick up on your body language and then they react to
I've
that.
noticed that. I've noticed that like when people, cause I'm not a liar. I can't. I'm a bad liar. So some people can sell off a fake personality where they like seem confident. But I can't do that. So if I'm unsure of myself, you can hear it in my voice. So I've gotten that feedback from a lot of people, like, yo, you sound nervous, like you sound. I am monotone. That's just how I sound. But maybe it's because I don't give eye contact sometimes. I don't like vocalize my. How can I improve? Like I feel like sometimes I sound unsure of myself, and that gives off bad confidence.
How can you improve what?
Like sounding unsure of myself and like maintaining eye contact with somebody. Like
Yeah?
sometimes I get intimidated by people. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this dude's aura is like, or this girl's aura. But then I have to realize, yo, I'm him too. Like like
A good practice. I encourage all of you to do this. I used to do this a lot. I hate saying back in college because it literally was like 8 months ago. But back in college, I used to get on the bus. Everyone got on their phones and just didn't look at each other. So what I would do is I would sit down.
start a conversation.
Yeah, start a conversation, but also I would do this. I would just engage in staring contests. Like,
Indians will beat you, bro.
oh no, they won't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't beat me. No, you would think so. They beat you overseas. In Saudi Arabia, I was getting stared at. But
Yeah.
anyways, I get on the bus and like you know how like you'll make like a glance at someone, and like it can go two ways, right? One is like you wave a smile and they wave and smile back, and that's the end of it. Or a conversation might start. But the other one is just like you glance at each other and then they like turn into a nervous wreck and just look at their phone.
Yeah.
And they're just like just awkward as hell. So what I do is
People don't just give you a head nod, like.
yeah, no head nod, nothing. So what I do is I just stare. I just like if I glance at someone, I just continue to look at them,
Bro.
and I always beat them.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a guy, girl. I'm just like I saw you, hello. I'm gonna wave at you. I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna engage. And that's like been a little exercise that helps me be more confident. And you'd be surprised, man. Like I talk to like 40-year-old guys, 50-year-old guys. I just look them dead in the face the whole time,
Yeah.
and I could tell they respect me. So that simple practice of just being comfortable, looking at someone
Is
in
it-
the face, goes a
think
long
it's-
way.
I feel a lot of disrespect when I get like buddy or bud from a guy that's like near my age. I think it's just a weird thing to say.
What?
Like if somebody calls me buddy or bud, and they're like around my age, unless they're like complete OG.
I mean, I say that.
Really?
I be calling people buddy. What's up, bud?
Nah, I can't. I can't f- with that.
Why is
Me and
that?
my friends used to have like inside joke, like that's it's like disrespect. Another guy calls you buddy.
Why?
I don't know.
It means friend.
It's like buddy.
my guy. What's up, guy? What's up, my guy? What's up,
My
bud?
guy. My guy is cool. My
My
guy.
guy and buddy are the same thing.
Nah, I don't think so.
Tell
Forgot.
me why?
I don't know. It's just like
I
that.
feel like it's a little bro.
Yeah, it's like little broing. Like, thanks, buddy. Thanks, pal. Like,
That's interesting.
like the other day, I had a guy like a year younger than me. He like, I'm not even gonna do it to you, so it's so disrespectful. He like patted me on the back.
And he said what?
Like, basically, I was eating food, and he was like, "Yeah, you're all good. Like, right? You ate food." He just patted me on the back. I was like, "Bro,
What's wrong with that?
I don't. I can't do that. I can't do that, bro. I don't.
There's nothing wrong
Yeah,
with that.
really?
Bro, you got it. You're
Nah, nah, don't do that.
Like,
I
like
hate this.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
think you
if
gotta
that
open up, man.
honestly, it's the intent.
It's the
Like,
intent.
like if you're saying that as like motivational, like you got it, man. Like, but if it's like you're trying to little bro somebody, you're like,
Right, right, okay.
yeah.
So you can tell. You
Right,
can
right.
tell.
Have
And
you
like,
had that experience? Like,
absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes that comes from people who are jealous of you, trying to feel like they're bigger than you. But just be perceptive to people's behavior, right? Intent is everything.
right, right.
Right? So if you're having a bad day and like I can visibly tell you're stressed out and I'm like, bruh, you got it. I give you a pat on the back.
Mm.
You're good. You're good, bro. But if it's like, I don't know, you can just tell.
Right.
By the way people look at you, by like a slick comment or like a compliment that's not a compliment. Like there are these little nuanced things in your body language, in your speech. It reveals a lot about you. And that's what 48 Laws of Power coaches you on.
How do you deal with like people who, like let's say you're dealing with a friend, you don't have to say names, but like they show up late, like an hour late. I've even had this with people. They're paying me to do a video job, and they're like, "Yo, bro, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. Sorry, I'm in traffic." 1 hour, 30 minutes later, and I'm getting paid. Um, at that point, I just cut clients off. But
So, are you talking about friends
Friends
or
and-
clients?
friends and
Because
clients.
there's
and-
different response.
yeah,
Okay, if it's friends, like we just hanging out, that's happened all the time. Like, yo, let's hang out at this time. Hit them up,
but
nowhere to be
when
seen.
does it get too much? Like they do it like one time, 2 times.
I mean, bro, I know people this happen with all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't even get mad anymore.
Mm.
It's like, the way I see it is, you know who these people are, right?
Yeah.
I don't hate them or nothing. But if they're like, yo, let's hang out tomorrow at this time, I should be like, aight. And then, like, I always have something that I could be doing at that time.
But
So,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
so if that person ends up flaking, right? I don't even get mad anymore. I'm
Yeah.
just like, you good? I got something I could be doing anyways, right? Or
But that kind of shows they don't value your time because they didn't commit.
I mean, you never know. You literally never know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, someone could be making excuse. You just gotta set things up to where you're never dependent on the move. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Right, right.
Like, if a buddy's like, "Hey, yo, let's do this at 8 o'clock,"
Right.
right? Now, if you getting up and you showering, you put on your best clothes and you smelling good, and you're like, "Yeah, we better go do this. Me and my dog better do this,"
Yeah.
and then they flex on you, you're gonna be like, "What?" But like, what I do now is like, "Yo, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Bet." And then what I say some things. Sometimes I'm like, "Okay, so 8 o'clock, right?" They'll say 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Bet 8 o'clock, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And if they bail continuously, then I'm just like, "All right, man, you got to reach out to me
I
now."
would just cut them off at that. If it's too much, like 10 times or 5, 10 times.
It depends. It's like a friend or a client. So like with a friend, I'm like, "All right, man, if it's actually my friend, like not just a friend, but it's like
Wouldn't you distance yourself? Like if that kept happening.
I mean, distance. I mean, I just take a break, let them reach out to me. Like it's natural.
Yeah.
It's like very natural. Like people act like, I used to be like this too. I'm like, "Hey man, they flex on me. We'll never see each other again." But it's like, bruh, we're gonna see each other again if they're like actually like a good person in your life,
Yeah.
and they'll reach out to you. They'll be like, "Hey man, my bad. I've been like very bad with like seeing you, but come over like right now.
Yeah.
I want to see." Like, you know, if it's the right person, they'll make up for
You'll
it.
know. You'll know.
You'll know.
Yeah.
Like you can tell the intent.
Right. Right.
Right? So the key there is with your friends, and I'm talking about real friends, not like people you say are your friends. Friends,
Yeah.
just give them the benefit of the doubt. We're at that age now. I'm 24. You're like, what, 27?
27. Yeah.
Bruh, literally, guys our age just be working and making money. And sometimes they want to hang out with their friends, but sometimes things come up and they can't see each other, and that's fine. And sometimes you just need to take, like, literally 2 weeks will go by, we haven't talked, and then you just get hit with the yo. And then you're back,
Yeah.
right? So
I don't
that's
know,
with friends.
because I used to have friends that. One of my friends that passed away. Shout out Jojo. Joseph. Anytime we hung out, he was always on time or earlier, and I really respect. And he would tell me like, "Yo, we wouldn't even chill that often," and he was like, "Yo, I really respect you as a friend. Like, I love hanging out with you." I mean, we had some like clashes business wise uh and stuff about money, but once we talked it out like brothers, and we still were friends at the end of the day. And but it sucks because a lot of people won't talk it out like brothers. And one of my friends taught me that too. Shout out is we also ran into like some disagreements, arguments, and then we just forgave each other, moved on. I think that's how you
Yeah,
gotta be.
communication, bro. Another thing, like, just tell the person, yo, I'm sick of being flaked on.
Yeah.
Or if they be like, yo, let's link, be like, nah, you're not going to link. You're going to flex like you do every time. I'm not pulling up. Just say it just like that. And they'd be like, you'll be surprised. They'll be like, no, bro, my bad. I swear to God. Yeah, but like, it's just like, but that friends are different. Now with clients, this is different, bro. Yes. Like, look, bro. If you are getting paid for a service or you're paying someone for a service, you need to be professional. I give one chance with unprofessional people now. One chance.
It's your money, your time.
Yeah. Right? Or even if it's not like a paid thing, even if it's just like a professional thing, right? One chance. Now I just give one chance with unprofessional people. You don't show up, that's it. That's it. One chance.
Yeah.
After that, you have to reach out to me.
Yeah.
You have to be like, yo, I'm so sorry. That was unprofessional of me. Let me schedule
point,
this.
Do you put in like contracts or deposit? Like.
I mean, to be honest, I don't do gig work anymore. It's been a long time since I've done it. I've done gig work like pretty much all my time in music. I stopped doing gig work.
Get them on a retainer?
Retainer, like a recurring client?
Yeah, like a monthly.
I mean, it's not really. Like, recurring is different, bro.
Yeah.
If someone's willing to be a recurring client, they really have to respect you as an authority in your field and be willing to pay your price. That doesn't happen as much as you'd think. Especially when I was doing music and I was recording people's music or I was DJing for people. Bro, people are ratchet. They show up late, smelling like weed. They don't want to pay my price.
Industry,
yeah, they don't want to pay my price, and then they go pay for like a QP, $250 for weed, and then they don't want to pay.
I'll give you 2 G's.
Yeah, like, bruh, like, unprofessional people exist across every industry. The goal of you being a businessman is to find the people that respect your work, respect you, value you, and who feel like you're doing them a favor by working with them, not the other way around.
Yeah, there's the respect there. You need that respect.
Absolutely. So with clients, it's different. Like with business, it's different. You have to be professional. If you're not professional, done. That's it.
Yeah, if I don't sense the respect anymore, honestly, I just cut the person off. I try to give chances, but at this point, I just I've been through too much. I wanted to talk about your new channel, Mo Power. I really like the content, and you've been consistent. It's actually inspired me to start being consistent because I'm very bad at that. Like, I make good videos, but I'm not consistent. And my channel could have been way farther, but it's honestly my fault. But I'm seeing the growth in your views, your understanding how to sell a product. I kind of wanted to talk about that. Like, for you, you're selling the product of your service, right?
Yeah.
So, can anybody like do that, but with like instead of a service, it's a product that you're selling?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we see Jake Paul do it, but he's kind of bigger. But
Yeah. Okay, so let me just set the record. I have not sold a single service with my new channel.
it seems like it though, because you're so good at like.
Yeah, I have not sold anything yet, right? But this is the meta for online business. Every big influential person that you see making millions and millions and millions, even billions of dollars, they're all doing the same thing. They have a YouTube channel.
Luke Belmont.
They have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They have a podcast or something. Like, they are visible. Their brand is visible on the internet. Why?
Yeah.
Why is their brand visible on the internet? Why are these people who are worth hundreds of millions of dollars showing up on the internet every week? Some even every day. Why? Because they recognize the value of showing yourself and making yourself visible where everybody is, right? So it's like, if you're selling, you got something to say.
I wanted to talk
Can you hold it?
about
You want to talk about it?
I want to mention, like, because I feel like you deal with this too, like, because you're on camera and people have seen you on the internet, even locally. So when I started making videos, friends would see it, family, it would get spread in the community.
Yeah.
So I've had instances where people come up to me, I've never met them, they're like, "Yo, I've seen you somewhere." Like on camera, I was like, maybe I did a collab with somebody, Razak or Asad.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, I've seen you somewhere," and they instantly like it feels like your aura points go up. I don't know, like it feels like, yo, this.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So they might not even think, they might think you're a freaking loser, but it just feels like, yo, they know like somebody has watched my content and sat down, and that kind of it's a valid. I don't know. Have you dealt with that experience?
Yeah,
Like,
all the time. I mean, I was Shmoney Mo. I still am Shmoney Mo. I still get recognized as Shmoney Mo. But even with the YouTube channel, I mean, it's just like going back to what I was talking about, making yourself visible, making your brand visible.
yeah,
This is why it's so important. The average person nowadays spends like 6 hours a day on their phone.
yep,
On Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. Just is. I'm talking even 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds. This is not just like a generational thing. Everybody is there. So I have a question for you. If you're going to sell hot dogs, right? Are you going to go to Aberdeen, North Carolina, or are you going to go to New York City? Which will give you more business?
New York.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, you could have like your hot dogs won't even be that good. But just because you're in a high traffic area, you're going to get more impressions and you're going to get more money,
Yeah.
right? So, that's the importance of making yourself visible online, right? And not just like talking about anything or doing stupid stuff. Like, I'm not talking about optimizing for like clicks and likes. I'm saying like optimizing for like something that actually helps people, right?
Growing an audience.
Right, grow an audience and sell them something. That's how it's always been for all of time,
Yeah.
forever. It used to be newspapers, that's where people would read. Then it used to be like the town market, the town square. People have their fruit stands.
Paul, like selling his merch.
Yeah.
Now he's doing Prime. Now he's doing like
Right.
Lunchly. All these, buy my Patreon or subscribe to my Patreon. Like they're all promoting something.
Right.
Um,
And
yeah,
and why do you think YouTube pays AdSense? Why do you think that is?
the AdSense is, I don't think it's that much anymore.
Basically, YouTube pays AdSense because companies pay YouTube money to advertise on their platform.
It's more kid friendly content now that makes the most money, or ad friendly content on YouTube. Everything else, streamers are making money, TikTokers, Instagrammers.
Yeah.
You just have to have something that keeps people's attention, and unfortunately, a lot of the time it's degeneracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason I ask that is because like if YouTube is willing to pay you $100 for a video, like ads, how much do you think that video is actually worth? If you ask me, I'd say that video is worth at least $10,000. Now, imagine if you didn't just rely on AdSense. What if you sold your own product in that video, right? If you can get 100 people to buy something from you for $100, that's 10K.
Yeah.
That is 10K. So, let's get it. Let's make yourself visible online. Do it consistently because people spend all day, every day online, and then sell them something. That's what it is. That's what it is. Look at anybody. Andrew Tate. This guy makes, I don't know how many millions a month, like maybe 20 M's a month. Look, you don't have to like him. I'm just looking at his strategy. It's a genius strategy.
He's smart. Yeah.
What are people doing all day, every day on their phone? So what does he do?
I'm gonna suggest something to you because
Yeah.
thinking about it. Hiring clippers, and maybe starting to stream, because streaming is like the number one thing right now with the youth.
I wouldn't stream.
You wouldn't stream? Like,
No.
even desktop?
Not really.
Because think about this podcast. If we stream it and we hire somebody to clip, and then they post clips out, like somebody from Fiverr, or this is what Andrew Tate did. He took people from his Discord and just hired clippers. He probably paid like Indians or Filipinos to make reels. Like
I wouldn't do that.
No?
No, not at my stage, because I don't have an audience of hundreds of millions of people. Like, this is the thing, bruh. This is why I'm a fan of YouTube. You can build a relationship faster with people, and those people will like, in my 7 years of making music, posting my music everywhere, on TikTok and Instagram, the comments compared to YouTube comments, night and day.
Negative? Or?
Bro, just like On Instagram, people will drop a fire emoji. Dope. On TikTok, people will be like, this goes fire on mute. Right? And then on YouTube, with this new channel, people will leave entire paragraphs of comments. That will never happen on Instagram or TikTok. The people there are stupid. They do not
Because
have
when you go
the
to a YouTube video, what do people do because they have ADHD? They go to the comments first if
Right.
the video's boring, and then the first comment they see is a hate comment. They're like, "Oh, this is funny."
right.
Like it gets the most likes.
But that's really what
Yeah.
TikTok. YouTube, I think, has better viewers, right? So why I shifted to YouTube is because like you can release long videos, and then like, bruh, you only need 1,000 dedicated people who love your stuff. You don't need 100,000. I mean, you don't need 1 million subscribers. You can just get 1,000 people to pay you $10 a month. That's 10K, buddy, and you're making more than 99.9% of the world.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I mean, and it's just like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to be the person that's like, well, I don't want to be online, and then wonder why you're not making money?
I wanted to talk about that. So, I don't know. I've been having this like indecisiveness where I'm like, do I make my brand about myself, Harry Man, or do I make it about something like about other people, or not about my personal life? Maybe I'm just selling something like how to edit videos better, how to be a one-man content machine. Or do I make it about like my journey, my fitness journey, basketball journey, motivate? I have no idea because there's so many things, but I feel like you should always have a focus.
Yeah, so there's two philosophies with that,
Yeah.
with building a personal brand. So you can go check out Dan Coe with a K. His thing is like, you are the niche. So he talks about a lot of things. He talks about fitness and business and like mindset and focus. But if after watching him for a long time, I would even say like the main thing I get away from him most of the time is focus.
Yeah.
So like he has a lot of different things that make up him, right? He's like the guy who's like, you are the niche. And then other people are like, just pick one thing to talk about,
Yeah.
right? So my new channel is public speaking, but not all my videos are public speaking. I mean, I just posted the Umrah vlog just cause, and it did crazy. So like, I would say just start releasing your thoughts, man. Like something as simple as this. Talk about something that people can relate to. It'll make them feel like they're not alone.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, boom, you got a big audience and you could just sell something.
Right.
You could sell something like for $1,000. If 100 people buy it, that's 100 racks.
Right.
So it's just like
Before taxes.
right before taxes. Yeah, America. Shout out American taxes.
The camera might die. It's at probably 15%. But last thing I wanted to talk about was I think I was going into that already, but like being a public figure, like eventually you kind of notice that the ones that are huge, the like public figures, YouTubers, the ones that show their personal life and they have millions of followers or they stream, they all go mentally insane because it's not normal to have like millions of people comment on your public personal life and critique everything, and you're under this
Yeah.
insane judgment.
Yeah, there's
Like-
a fine line.
Yeah.
The line is never talk about your wife, never talk about your kids, never show your wife and kids, never show your parents, your brother. Don't show your family. Don't talk about your family. Don't show like intimate parts of your life. Don't talk about like your addictions.
Yeah.
Don't be like, guys, today I relapsed
Yeah.
on like no nut November. Like, guys, like don't talk about that stuff. Like
Yeah.
there is stuff that needs to be kept private and should never be talked about. What you should talk about is a particular skill set that you're growing, a win that you'd like to share. Like, yo, I just won this basketball tournament.
Yeah.
Here's some clips from it. Like,
What do you
talk
think
about stuff.
those YouTube channels that are like faceless channels
Yeah,
and they make content about the downfall of this YouTuber?
I think it's stupid. I mean, I watch those videos,
Yeah.
but like at
It's
the
like
end of
you're
the day,
making
it's
a
like,
video about another man, like
right. It's like your success depends on people wanting to hear about the failure of another person.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just
I thought about it too. I thought about making a video about another YouTuber and talking about them, which I did of Andrew Tate, but I didn't make Andrew Tate. I have made him in the past a thumbnail. And I've made other YouTubers thumbnails, but now I'm like, why? Like, just make my own content and like that's how my audience is gained from my face.
Yeah, because like when it comes down to it, like when you build an audience that way, talking about other people, what are you gonna sell to them?
Mm.
Like, what do they come to you for? Like, are you an expert at something? No, you just talk about other people.
Yeah.
But if I become the best public speaking YouTuber, if I become the
Yeah.
best basketball YouTuber, if I become the best
There,
street interviewer,
there is some channels where they talk about other YouTubers, but they have knowledge. Like there's one called Wade's Concept or something. He's an actual trained professional fighter who's a trainer now, and he does commentary on like the YouTube basketball or sorry YouTube boxing. And then there's some YouTube basketball people that are commentators, and they're like experts at the game. But when you start getting into like drama and like, it's like, why, bro? Like, and talking shit about another man, like, I don't know.
again, bruh, it's just like it's not that difficult. It's not that complicated. So this is the difference I notice: entertainment versus education. I've been an entertainer for 7 years. Shmoney Mo, music
Yeah,
content. It's crazy now. As soon as I shifted over like educational content, educational. Like I'm talking about public speaking, my public speaking journey. Hey, I'm emceeing this event. This is how it went, right? Stuff like that. You get a more intelligent person watching your videos, and that person's more likely over time, as you're building an audience, those people are going to be more dedicated viewers. They're going to support your vision. They're going to want to buy
yeah.
stuff from you. It's not like you're selling to them like just take like let me take
You,
your
you
money.
know
It's
the
like they
videos?
want to give you
Yeah,
their money. They want to buy stuff from you. They want to invest in you. And that is much easier to do when you're authentic and you post stuff that educates people. You raise their
yeah.
consciousness, you raise their state of
The
being.
videos. Sorry, to cut you off.
Yeah.
The videos I've been seeing on my recommended on YouTube, which I don't know. I wonder if people still watch YouTube, but I think so because the
All the
videos.
time.
Yeah, the videos I've been seeing recommended is like, um, I reverted to Islam. This is how my life changed, and it's a simple thumbnail. And then some of them are like, for 90 days I woke up at 5 a.m. and this is what happened. Some of them are non-Muslim, and it's just like the thumbnail is nothing. It's just like them in a park or, you know, waking up out of bed, like a screenshot from a video, and the title is just, "I did this for 90 days, and this is how my life changed." Um, it's crazy to think those videos get like hundreds of thousands of views, and it's from channels who are like 3,000, 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because people crave results.
Yeah.
People want to grow. So when they see something that could help them grow, they're all over it. That's why, again, educational content will always perform better and give you better clients than entertainment client. Because when someone wants to be entertained, that's like, okay, now you have to hit the Mr. Beast method, right? You got to make your videos colorful, snappy. You got to edit every 5 seconds, cut, cut, cut. Like that's how it was when I was dropping my music videos. And then like something as simple as like, yo, we went to Umrah, check it out. That got more views than any of my music
Yeah.
videos ever. And I didn't put in nearly as much work.
Yeah,
Because-
and I've heard from like some people, the vlogs are people don't watch vlogs, but I do. Like there is an audience for that. If I'm
Right.
interested in this person, I'm invested in them. I've seen their content. I like their personality. I've done this with other YouTubers as well. I'll watch the vlog if it's something like them traveling or. But then I've also noticed it can take you down a spiral of watching other people and not living your own life.
Yeah.
So that's when I, decided I'm just gonna make my own content. I still watch content, but it's like I try to limit watching other people's like vlogs and life. I was just watching your vlog because you're my friend, and it was a good it's cool to see.
Again,
I
I
left you speechless.
nah, I just think people
Yeah.
complicate it, man. Like
Yeah,
just post what you do. You play basketball like these guys.
I
Put up a
posted, yeah.
camera and just post like and then figure out what people are responding to and what they like. Then maybe think about, okay, how could I build an audience around this thing? Eventually you'll get to the point where you know what works for you, you know what your audience likes, you know what you like, and you can cross it all together and make awesome videos. And eventually when your audience is big enough, you can sell something high ticket or low ticket, and you can make that your reality, right? And you should never feel bad for it, right? I mean, when I was doing music and I released my album and people loved it, they said, "Yo, can I buy a tee?" Like people DM me saying, "Can I buy a tee?" It wasn't like I was like, "Guys, please buy my tees."
Yeah.
I mean, I was, but people were asking me, "Can I buy a tee? I want a t-shirt." Like people want it. They want you to sell to them, bro. Your ideal customer wants you to sell to them. Like, bro, if a creator that I watched released something that I actually like, I'd be all over it. Or like, this is the same reason why when your favorite actor is in a new movie, you're probably gonna watch the new movie just because that actor's in it. I remember when I was a kid, I watched like this random movie. It had Tobey Maguire in it, and I thought that was Spider-Man. And my mom was like, "No, this is not Spider-Man. This is just a movie with Tobey Maguire in it."
Yeah.
But I was sold. I watched the
Is it
whole movie.
Brothers?
I don't know what it was, but I remember watching the whole movie, and I was just glued to the screen because it was just Tobey,
Yeah.
right? Could not tell you what the movie was about, but that goes to show you, like, if you like what the person is or the brand is, and they release something, you're gonna be all over it.
Yeah.
So you just gotta find your people, and the best way to do that is online now.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Nah, perfect. I wanted to end it with, I know we always talk about this topic, but like music.
Yeah.
I just think about it. You when I hear something new about music, myself as well. I did music for a long time. I still like write and rap the beats. Uh, it's fun. Like it's just a very therapeutic
Yeah.
thing to write out your thoughts and spit it over a beat. But I've been hearing like there's a halal haram debate
Yeah, of course.
about music. Um, and I heard someone say like they're not an Islamic scholar. It was just somebody on YouTube. They're like saying, music is haram because the spirits, like in certain music there's dark spirits like
Sure.
like 808s, hip hop, and then in certain music there's like spirits that are like kind and like it's like a soothing song,
Yeah.
like a blues, jazz, rock song, like the Beatles or something. Like here comes this, like but I don't know. Have you felt that? Because I feel like when I'm listening to like rap and like
Yeah.
hardcore rap, I like fucking bitches, and I'm gonna bleep that out. Like effing, I said,
I know what
like
you mean, bro.
yeah, like it's like it messes with your anxiety, like I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like you ask me this every episode.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my thing on music is just like movies, just like books, just like any media form, it depends on the influence it has on your soul. So if you listen to this degenerate, sexy red eye spice, yes, that's haram.
Yeah.
Because what does it make you think about? Makes you think about, well, you know exactly what that music
Right,
makes you
right.
think about. And what it inspires your soul to do, right? So if I listen to this song, is it enticing me to sin? Is it enticing me to think about or want to do sin?
Have you heard this 1900 Rugrat? It's a new song that popped out. It's Degenerate. I'll play it for you. It's like not, but it's that song goes so hard, like the beat, the verse, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, this makes me just want to be a degenerate.
Exactly.
But like but in long run, it's not good. Like
Right. So the thing with the music is like this. It's the content of the music. What does it make you want to do? Right? Beethoven, no, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
It makes me want to play the violin or like just like work, like read a book or like, you know what I mean? Like it just, there's nothing harmful about that. And
We're gonna
again,
play some beats after this.
right? And I'm not, I'm not throwing fatwas out or anything.
Yeah.
But I've done extensive research. I've asked imams. I've researched. I've looked in the Quran.
It's a very debated topic.
Yeah, and it's like our religion's easy, man. It's just like, what does this make you want to do? Why is 50 Shades of Grey haram? Why is Finding Nemo halal?
Why can't we watch movies but we can't listen to them?
Yeah, and movies have music in them.
Yeah. Some people say movies are haram though.
Yeah, but it's just like, bro, where are you getting this? Like, movies did not exist back then. Like, electronic music did not exist back then.
I do think there's a little bit of haram in movies, like with certain scenes.
Yeah, like themes.
Yeah.
Or but here's my thing too.
It's art.
Like I lost my train of thought for a second. Yeah, so what does it make you want to do. That's the underlying thing. How does it influence your soul? Because you know when you're watching something you shouldn't be watching. Like you know in your heart.
Like
And,
when that sex scene comes on.
yeah, and you're like, no, like, or like my parents would like cover my eyes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know you're not supposed to be watching that. And I mean, that just says enough as it is. Um, the reason why I stopped engaging with the music industry, like as a viable career path, is because look, I deleted my explicit music. Cool. I released clean music. Awesome. But even if I were to perform that music in an environment that is degenerate, like drunk people, people smoking weed, half
Doesn't
naked
feel
women,
right.
like even that is haram. Why? Because you're surrounded by things that are forbidden. You're in an environment that's not good, right? So it's the environment and what it entices you to do.
I felt that
So
with the studio. Like I
yeah,
used to love going to the studio
yeah,
and like recording a song. But even if you're sober, most people there are high, drunk.
right.
Um, I don't know. Maybe you've been to studios where it's like normal.
No, I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah,
I've been to those studios, and those places are not good places to be. But it's like
yeah.
we're talking about just simply music. When I'm talking about the music industry, listening to it based on what I've explored, as long as the content of it is not filthy and has forbidden themes, or like it's not secular theme. Like Christians talk about this too, secular music, right? They call it secular music.
Yeah.
As long as that music does not influence you to do sin, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Now, as far as performing the music, and then like, how do you become a successful performing artist? You have to perform in bars. You have to perform in this place, this place, this place, this place. You have
Yeah.
to perform in a lot of places that are, by definition, not the right place for a Muslim to be.
Right.
So that's why a career as a musician is very rickety, and I would just avoid it altogether. That's why I got out of it. That's why like it's not my number one go-to anymore, right?
Mm.
Because of the environment.
Environment.
Environment and influence. So just examine those two things. Use your best judgment. May Allah protect you.
I think anything in overindulgence can cause a distraction.
Right.
Music included. Um, that's crazy. The sun's coming like down already.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's a 4:18.
Okay.
We've been going for like hour 10 minutes. We're good. Um, I just wanted to end it off because I don't know how much space is my phone. Um, just like what's your next goals like in life? Like the next. I like to look at short term. So like the next 5-6 months. Shmoney Mo, Muhammad Ajazi. Like, is it just to like level up in business, music, YouTube, fitness? I think we should train too. We should do a training video.
Yeah, I'd love that. So my goal, right? Just graduated from school in May. Uh, no company is hiring. Getting a job sucks, right? You can blame whoever you want. You can blame Joe Biden. You can blame COVID, economy. You can blame whatever. Just it's kind of hard to find a job. I'm gonna find a job, inshallah, in engineering, right? And then I'm gonna just use that. I'm going to use that as a stepping stone. It's not the
Get
end
some
all be
income
all.
going.
Yeah, save, stack up, right? Keep doing my YouTube. Got a new song dropping December 6th.
Yeah.
Clean, of course. It's called Window, and you're gonna love it. Yeah, so where I'm at with music is just I make cool music and I release it.
Mm.
And maybe I'll perform it at the right place. But it's not like, I mean, it used to consume my every thought. It used to make me feel like, yeah, I got to get booked on tour and get on this radio
Breakfast
show,
Club.
Breakfast Club. And I'm just like, now I watch
Yeah.
these, like I watch other rappers on these platforms and I'm like, I would not want to be there. It's just a bunch of stupid people trying to get you.
The big ones were all effed by Diddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So, yeah, I'm releasing cool stuff as I like. But yeah, my main focus is this new YouTube channel. We're going to build it up and get people to speak better because people suck at speaking. People suck at socializing and getting on a stage and talking. It's the number one fear in the world. It's called glossophobia.
Yeah.
People would literally rather die than give a speech in front of 20 people, let alone 200 people. So that's my
Yeah.
mission.
It's something you have to do as a man too, is public speak, because you have to demand authority as a man from your family first and foremost, from your kids, your even your parents to some extent, your wife. You have to demand authority. If you can't public speak, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, and it's a muscle you have to build up. If you're anything like me, and you grew up like not confident and nervous, and I had social anxiety in high school. People like to talk about. I just want to rant on, but like people like to talk about some people about like how weird and awkward I am.
Really?
Some people have talked shit, which I am, but they don't understand the growth I've had. They don't know, like, only Allah knows how
Right.
far I've come. And I was like just sitting in the car alone one day. I was like, you know what? The last year or even 5 years, I've I would be proud of myself of like if my younger self was like met me today. I'd obviously a lot of things to work on. But if my teenage self met me today, I'd be like, yo, this dude's different.
Yeah.
Like he's got it. Like he's got confidence. He's not afraid of to talk to anybody. But now that I'm learning, kind of how to interact with everybody. Just make eye contact, be confident, keep your chest out,
Smile at people.
vocalize. Yeah.
Smile.
I mean, how do you did you deal with that like social? Because mine was bad in high school. I was looking at the floor, like couldn't like make eye contact with people. Like
Yeah, bro. It used
yeah,
to be bad and now it's not.
yeah,
Because I did it a million times. And I got on stage hundreds of times.
yeah,
Like, people ask me all the time, how are you so confident? How are you good at speaking? Bruh, I've been on 100 stages. I've performed music 100 times.
yeah.
And that is, I mean, that's like the worst it gets, right? Because the fear of judgment is what it is.
Have you ever? Sometimes I think it's my own insecurity and my fear of judgment, but I've come across so many people when I'm around them. Not so many, but I've had instances where I can sense their energy. They think they're better than me. They're trying to little bro,
Okay?
or they think like, and I'm like, this is such a weird feeling. Like, I don't want to be around this. Have you
Yeah.
had that instance? Like,
Yeah. A lot. Again, bro, people just jealous or they don't like that you're confident about yourself.
yeah,
But honestly, bro, like the behavior that annoys you about other people that's not like really harmful, that doesn't really piss you off, like I should be letting it go because
yeah.
life is gonna teach those people.
Like, after I gotta go home anyways and be by myself. What does it matter if this guy thinks of me?
Right, and
Like,
life
yeah,
is gonna teach those people,
yeah.
right? Like you think like if you let things go, it's not gonna get addressed. That person's
Yeah.
gonna keep doing what they're doing.
Everyone's no. I've noticed this. Sorry, I cut you off. Everyone's uncomfortable in a situation they've never been in.
Yeah.
So you could meet a guy who's insanely confident at an ISGC event. I'm not saying somebody there. This is an example. Like
Right.
they're at an event and they're confident because they're used to like managing or not talking about anybody, by the way. Wallahi. Um, this is any event. Like, let's say you go to a wedding and the MC is there. He's confident. I'm just yapping. It depends on the person. But, like, let's say you put somebody in basketball who's never played.
He's not gonna be
He's not going to
confident.
be confident.
Why?
Yeah, so
He's never done it before.
you have to put yourself in situations that things you're afraid to do, like public speaking, confronting somebody that's bigger than you, stronger than you, when you know you've been disrespected. That's a big lesson for a man. I think sports teaches that, and just life is you can't fear anybody but Allah. You gotta.
Yeah.
That's it, bro.
So how do you get more confident? Do stuff that you're not confident about. Duh. I mean, when you say it like that, it's like obviously, but nobody wants to do it.
Yeah,
Go talk to someone, like a stranger. Next time something
Yeah.
bothers you, tell someone, I don't like that, bro.
yeah,
Just like say that. Because otherwise, you're going to come home, and you're going to get in the shower, and you're going to start having arguments in the shower. Like, I should have said this when I wasn't.
yeah.
They're just
you gotta
like-
just say it. Just say it.
Yeah, bro. Just say how you feel. Because if you don't say it, you're going to carry it.
Or just like being stoic and just letting things go.
I mean, you could do that,
Yeah.
but I mean, we're humans, bro. We have emotions. Like,
Yeah.
you think you're cool by not expressing emotions, but it's like you're just holding on to them
Yeah.
until something very little, something this big, lands on you. and then it's all over. You blow up because of it because you didn't say how you felt 2 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, lately I've been watching a lot of like streamers, like
PussyTube.
Fusi.
Oh man,
I watch Sneeko because like he does really good interviews, and
yeah.
he's very good at like bringing like politics into a situation where to people who like don't know how to discuss it or questioning their beliefs, trying to make them think. But he also has DJ and content too. But I noticed this because we were talking about this. I thought about it. Like Sneeko went into like collab with the streamer named Neon. Freaking hate Neon, bro. That guy. I don't hate him, but he.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah,
Like a week or two ago, someone I know said I look like Neon
I don't think you do.
because of my haircut and glasses. Now, just like the way I was
Yeah,
looking,
yeah.
he was just like, "You look like Neon." I was like, "No."
Maybe like a Sudanese, but
Sudanese Neon is crazy, buddy.
but you don't have the same face as him. He's like different face, different build.
Yeah, I know. But
But,
you said that, I was just like, I thought about that. That was funny.
Yeah, he was he went to Sneeko's friends with him, so he went to go like chill with him, and there was another streamer there. It was like a lower tier streamer,
Lower tier.
and he is basically this guy's trying to come up. He's collabing with Neon, this white guy. He's a boxer, um, and as a boxer, you're not afraid of pretty much anything. Like your ego is kind of shot up because with normal people, and you could be a bully or you could be a kind guy. Most people are kind, but some people are bullies. Um, and this guy is like trying to basically get a clip, viral clip from Sneeko, and he's like pressing him. And he's like, "Yo, why did you do this and that?" He like was bringing up a past sin about his. It's like, "I thought you were Muslim. You're a fake Muslim." And Sneeko's like, "Okay, I could give this guy clout and react to him because obviously he wants to like see if I bite and like try to fight, or like he's trying to get me angry and get a clip, or I could just stay stoic and be like, yeah, cool." And that's exactly what he did. I was really impressed. I was like, bro, if I was in that situation, I'd probably leave or get angry or let my emotions. But he was like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
do that.
It's very hard, yeah.
I don't like streamers, bro.
Yeah.
It's just going back. You're sharing way too much with people who don't give a damn about you. And actually, when bad things happen, they're happy. They find it entertaining.
It's so weird.
Those
Yeah.
people, that's not your audience. Those are just demons. You just dancing for demons at that point.
Yeah.
So, and those people are stupid. Like, why are you spending 2 hours of your day watching someone else,
When you
and
can
then
do it yourself.
when they mess up, you laugh?
Yeah.
Like, you have no life.
Right. You been watching Fusi's?
I used to watch his videos like way back when, his Middle Eastern skits,
Yeah.
his Muslim skits.
time.
But like when you say stream, I just think of him because like, man, a lot's
Degenerate, yeah.
a lot's going on with him, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's not fun to see someone not doing well publicly.
I can't even tell if it's fake or real. Like it's so hard for me to tell.
I mean,
But-
at the end of the day, like what we're seeing is not pretty. But I mean, it's not even just him. Like, there's this guy who goes to Japan and does live streaming. He is ridiculous.
Yeah.
His name is Johnny Somali. You should watch.
I've
There's a
never-
video by Jay Aubrey. He's a YouTuber who does like video essays on people. Look up Jay Aubrey. He's the YouTuber. Johnny Somali. He does a breakdown on Johnny Somali. And just watch this guy. This guy goes to Japan, just like acts a complete fool and like harasses people. That's a streamer.
Yeah.
That's like the standard by which streamers are. So when I hear streamer, I just think of people like that.
DJs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like degenerate's not even the word. Just like idiot.
Yeah.
Public idiot.
You're doing anything to keep your audience on the stream.
Yeah.
But sometimes it goes against your morals.
Right. I mean, most of the time it does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't watch streamers. If you're a streamer doing cool stuff, cool, but just expect to have the stupid streamer audience.
It's parasocials, people that
Yeah.
can't go outside and travel and live their own life, and like talk to people, socialize. They have to do it through other. It's really dark, like the world of streaming, and even sometimes YouTube, but it's a dystopian world. Like, I don't know. You have anything else to say? Final thoughts?
Man, whoever's near us is blowing something. Look, life gets hard,
Yeah.
and people ask you how you're doing every day, and for the most part, it's pretty much the same answer because you have the same long-term goals. Just surround yourself with good people, speak to strangers, and just feel like, and then at the end of the day, it's gonna get better. Whatever you're going through is gonna get better.
I wanted to say sorry. Um, I really appreciate friends like Shmoney Mo, Muhammad Ajazi, and my friend Abdul Razak. And shout out Asad as well. You have to hang around Muslim brothers because regardless of what you're doing in your life, I remember one time you brought out the prayer man. I was like, yo, we got to pray Salah. By the way, if you haven't prayed Zohar, I'll pray it here with you. Um, but you have to be around those friends because I've never had friends like that in my life where they're like, let's pray Salah. Unless it was like Ramadan. Uh, but that's beautiful, man. And yeah, sorry, I was interrupting your final thoughts.
No, I mean that goes
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Like surround yourself with good people, and then just keep your head down, because you're going through your rocky era, right? You're going through your era where it's hard and you're chasing your goals and it's not happening as fast as you thought it would. 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 4 years, but maybe year 5, year 6, things start picking up, and now you're winning.
Mm.
So
It's the little you have. It's the baby steps. Like it's small wins over a long period of time rather than one big huge win is way better.
yeah,
Yeah.
find something you like to do, like a hobby that doesn't destroy you.
What I'm seeing from the Baraka brothers, there's a Baraka brothers fitness chat. I think you're in it.
Yeah,
And one of the brothers, I met him too this past Friday. He posts Fajr. He goes to
push-ups.
he goes to the masjid 5 a.m. bro. Fajr's like around 5 a.m. to right now. I think 5:30.
Mhm.
Goes there, prays Fajr, which is a hard thing to do. Wake up in the morning and pray Fajr. Like get out of your comfortable bed, let alone drive to the masjid, and then after two rakah. Let's say you didn't even get a long night of sleep. For some people that work, that's usually the case. They have to come home, deal with family and chores, other business ventures. They go to sleep like 1 a.m., 12, wake up at 5, um, and then do push-ups straight after. That motivated me. I was like, bro, I'm not doing enough. This brother's doing this. Not even out of a jealous thing. Just like
Inspiring.
inspiring.
Yeah. Surround yourself with people that inspire you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
Yes. Did last question. Sorry, I'm yapping, but it is a podcast.
Yeah.
Um, was there anyone like aside? I know you mentioned Hamza, the YouTuber, but was there anyone that motivated you to get in your discipline phase and and stay in that and like it's hard. No, people are gonna-
YouTuber?
or like just anybody in general. in
Yeah,
life.
I mean, more so people like, bro, just like brothers at the mosque who are a few years older than me with kids. I'm just like, yo,
I need to do something.
I got to get my act together
Yeah.
because once you have kids or once you get married, like now there's someone in your life that's more important than you.
You might have to work a 14-hour shift, come home. That's how my dad was. He was working.
Yeah, bro. So it's about that time for us to plunge ourselves into work, and then when we get home, set things up to where we don't have to work that same job for the rest of our lives. But we have that support system. I mean, I've heard from people with kids, like there's nothing better than coming home and your wife is there smiling, your kid is jumping up on you, like, so it's not terrible. It's hard, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
There you go. So looking at people older than me who have kids, that's a big
Right.
like wake up
Yeah,
call.
because life is not just about career. Obviously, you want a good career, but there's a bigger purpose. Having a wife and kids is a way better purpose.
Shout out the guys behind us, putting on a good show.
All right. All right, I'm gonna end it. Thanks for coming on, Muhammad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Go talk to a stranger today.
Yep.